Welcome back to Punch, Media and Marketing Made Easy on 1220 AM KDOW. You can visit us online to get the scoop on upcoming shows, as well as the archives of every show we've ever done, and you can find those at punchmarketing.biz. That's punchmarketing.biz. I'm your host, Erica Taylor Montgomery, and we are talking about what the voice is of your business. Our guest is Bernie Wagenblast with Bernie Wagenblast Communications. And Bernie, let's talk a little bit about exactly what's involved with incorporating a voice into a company's branding, because I think it's something that's a little bit of a mystery to most small and medium-sized businesses out there.
Well, I think a place to start is what we were talking about in the last segment, where you're asking yourself, what is the image that you're trying to convey? Do you want it to sound very professional? Are you looking for it to sound more casual? Do you want a certain edginess to it, or even a character voice, if you will, to represent your business? Those are all things that you have to ask first. And once you've made a determination as to which one of those is what you'd like to do, then I think what's involved is it's much easier now to incorporate voice because of computer technology. It used to be that you had to go to a professional studio with expensive microphones and reel-to-reel tapes. Well, now all of this can be done digitally. It can be done from someone's house. It can be done from across the country. It can be done in any myriad number of ways, but it's very inexpensive and very easy to do to incorporate that into your business.
Well, that's good to know. And I certainly think the advent of computers and computer technology has indeed made it much easier and much more viable for people to do something like this. And so let's talk about having somebody record your voice who is a professional and who does professional voiceover work, as opposed to finding somebody at the company or doing it yourself or getting a neighbor or a friend to record it for you. If you're really looking for professional voiceover talent, what's the best way for businesses to go to find that talent?
Well, there are a few different ways that you can go. One way you can start is sometimes at local colleges. Many of them have communications or broadcast programs. They may have students on staff that already have some experience that would be very willing to get their foot in the door and use their expertise. And because they're already at a radio station on the campus, they may have the equipment that's available for them there. Another possibility is simply do some searching. Do a search on the word voiceover and whatever your locale is, and see what you come up with. Very often there'll be websites that you can go to. You can hear samples of the voices to see if they match the branding or the imaging of your business that you're trying to convey. That's another way. Local radio stations are another place that you can approach and ask if they have local talent there that would be willing to serve as the voice for your business. So there are a number of different things that you can look into that would be great resources for you.
Terrific. So that's great advice. And let's talk about going a little bit higher than that. What about the use of celebrities? Now, I know that when it comes to promoting products and services, you can always go for a celebrity spokesperson, and that can cost you a mighty pretty penny. What about getting a celebrity to do a voiceover? What's the process there?
Well, it depends on who you're looking. If you're looking for a particular person, you would want to find the contact information for who their agent is. You can do that usually online by there's the Internet Movie Database, for instance, is a great resource. It has actors who are in all sorts of films and television and other venues that you can look up and often find contact information for them there. Again, sometimes even think about local celebrities. It doesn't have to be a national celebrity. If your business is primarily serving a regional or a local community, look at who might be some local celebrities that you can use. Again, think about people who are on the local broadcast stations that perhaps can serve as spokespeople for your business. Another possibility, if you've got a local theater company, there may be someone who's well-known in doing that, and they're trained as actors, so they would be able to take a script and enhance whatever you've put together and make it sound even better.
Great ideas. We are talking with Bernie Wagenblast about what is the voice of your business. And Bernie, when somebody is actually vetting voiceover talent, if they've heard a demo that is just, one demo and one type of voice that person does, is there a way to go about actually, interviewing voiceover talent and having them do a run through or something like that so you can get a real sense for how they'd sound doing what it is you want them to do?
Oh, definitely. Most voice talents can give you different types of voices. And as I mentioned before, if you go to their website, most voice talents have websites that are available where they will have demos of various types of voices that they can do. So you can sample them without even having to contact them directly and hear what they do. Can they do a young voice? They'll usually have examples that you can actually hear them doing: an older voice, a younger voice, a character voice, a cartoon voice, whatever you have in mind. If they offer that, usually they'll have that available on their website that you can actually sample it and hear examples of what they can and can't do.
Well, that's terrific, because I know that, finding good talent can be a challenge. And it's nice to know that a lot of professionals out there actually have their demos right online. So it's just a mouse click away. And I also wanted to give the website address for the Internet Movie Database that you mentioned, which is imdb.com. I as in Internet, M as in movie, DB for database.com, imdb.com. And they actually have a pro version called IMDb Pro that will allow you access to all of the celebrities, agents, managers, publicity agents, public relations people, and all of that. And you can get that if you pay for the professional version of IMDb Pro. But it's a wonderful database and a great way to look up celebrities and find somebody to do your voiceover talent if you wanted to go that way. Also realizing, though, that if you are going to get that level of celebrity voice on a national or international scale, be prepared to pay for it. And one of the things that is really nice, Bernie, is that you've mentioned several ways to go where the cost can be very, very little for a small or medium-sized business, whether it's working with your local college and their communication center or broadcast center, or whether it's looking at local radio stations or television stations for their talent. These are all very affordable ways to go to find talent that can be the voice of your company. So, Bernie, one of the things I wanted to talk about is beyond the answering machine and beyond being that voice for your company. How are some other ways that sound can be integrated into a company's image?
Well, one of the first ways that I would suggest is look at your website. Most computers these days have speakers that are attached to them, but people, when they design a website, usually are only thinking of the visual. What does it look like? Well, why not take advantage of those speakers to introduce yourself to people who are visiting your website? It may be something where they can click to just have a greeting from you if you're comfortable doing that. Or maybe this tells a little bit about your business, some of the services that you offer. Things of that sort is something that I definitely recommend taking advantage of because, again, those speakers are there, and it costs next to nothing to make that extra impact when someone clicks onto your website. Another way that people can incorporate voice that you might not think of is your printed materials. And one of the ways you might say, well, how can I have a voice in my print materials? Well, if you're familiar with QR codes, those squares that have all kinds of black and white lines on them that you can use with a smartphone to take an image of that will connect to a website. And one of those websites could simply be an audio file where, again, you can tell somebody a little bit more about your business rather than using a QR code simply to go to your website or something that's static. Why not make it something that gives a little bit of a benefit to somebody who takes the time to visit via the QR code and tells them a little bit more through audio about what your business is doing. So
that's terrific. A really dynamic idea. And I don't think a lot of people would have thought of that. I've certainly never thought of that. But, I do use QR codes for my company, Three Girls Media and Marketing. And I think it's a brilliant idea to incorporate voice. All right. We're talking with Bernie Wagenblast about what's the voice of your business. You're listening to Punch Media and Marketing Made Easy on 1220 AM KDOW. And we'll be right back after the break.